Good morning, everyone. On today's show, I've got some interesting updates regarding the DSP Throwback channel that I'd like to talk about so that everyone is in the know, and don't worry, they're positive updates. But in addition, the meat of today's show is going to be discussing Tekken 8. After the game being out for about a month and a half and being a regular part of my streams here on DSPGaming, last night I had a hell of a stream in more ways than one. What I'd like to do is talk about that and my overall thoughts and the game's future on today's show. So I hope you'll join me for that in just a moment. I'm just kidding. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to the show. It is Saturday, the 9th of March, 2024. Of course, I'm DSP, and I welcome you all here. People are like, what the heck? I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend. And it is time for some serious discussions here on the show. Now, in reality, here's the deal in a nutshell, because then I'm going to give you a lot more information on the show. Basically, there's been a lot of samey stuff here for a long time, right? If you're a fan of DSPGaming, probably if you've been watching my channel in the last 6 to 8 months, what have you seen? A ton of fighting games, a ton of RPGs, and a few new releases sprinkled in here and there, and that's about it. And because of that samey feel, I do feel like we have big stagnation. And that's a result of essentially, doing what's new, which has always been my thing, play the new games. But basically what's happened is, I feel, a lot of people are just expecting the same thing every day, and a lot of people are bored by that, right? I agree. And so, in light of everything going on, what I'd like to do is kind of do a big update today in regards to Tekken 8. But before we get there, all right? Before we get to Tekken 8, because that's going to be a giant discussion here, I want to let you know overall what I think about the game in all aspects after a month and a half of playing it. What I would like to do is talk a little bit about the DSP Throwback channel, which has a couple of updates as of this morning, okay? If you don't know, DSP Throwback is my newly rebranded channel. Back in January, I took an old defunct channel of mine on YouTube that I hadn't used for many, many years, and I renamed it DSP Throwback as a place to upload old-style, nostalgic, retro content for posterity purposes. Namely, playthroughs that have been lost to the internet because they used to be on other YouTube channels that have been shut down due to hacking or malicious abuse over the years. Playthroughs such as Red Dead Redemption 1, Final Fantasy 13, LA Noire, various DLCs and expansions, the content that used to be on my Blip TV channel for the 3 months that it existed in 2010, among other kind of forgotten treasures here or there. This was all made possible when about a year and a half ago, I went into my closet here and I dug into the archives and I found all the hard drives that I used to store my classic YouTube videos on as backups and said, oh crap, it's all here, right? And so, since January over on DSP Throwback, I have been restoring the lost playthroughs. For example, right now, we are around part 35 or something like that, if not even higher, of Final Fantasy 13, and we're in like the mid-20s of parts of Red Dead Redemption. We're almost done with Red Dead Redemption, actually. I believe, at this point, maybe another 6 hours of gameplay, maybe 7, and it's done. Final Fantasy 13, we've hit the second half, and in fact, in the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, the game is about to finish up its first half and go into the open world. That's actually when the game gets good. Like, no exaggeration, the game is almost 20 hours long before it gets good. That's pretty bad for an RPG, and I criticized it for then back in the day in 2010 as well. I said, slowest start to an RPG ever. They really screwed that up. Why did it take 20 hours to get good? Anyway, basically, that channel has been going well, but a couple quick things. Number one, it's been daily uploads over there, okay? And what's happened is, every once in a while, we run into a snag, okay? Either the editing doesn't go smoothly one day, and so a video is taking forever to come out, and I don't know if I'm going to make the deadline of getting that video live at 10 a.m. Pacific time like I always do. Or sometimes there's not enough videos. Like, you think there's enough and there's not. Like, I haven't given enough videos over to the editors for them to do the next video. And then all of a sudden there's a hurried rush. Oh, crap, there wasn't enough videos to do today's part. Can you upload videos and stuff like that? So basically, it's been like clockwork, every day a video. But I just want to let you guys know sometimes it won't be. Today is actually a day where videos were rushed and they got done right last minute this morning. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to release the video this morning. I'm going to wait just a day. This is going to now pad the videos a bit, because we have 2 ready to go, and then after that we can pad a few more. Then we can try to schedule it out again so that it's consistent every morning. The problem is when you're doing one every morning, if you ever run into one problem, it kind of holds everything up, and then there's a big rush feeling, and I don't like that, you know. This is a throwback channel, right? These are playthroughs that are old, and people want to see them. They're legacy playthroughs, but they don't have tons of attention. I mean, each part's getting around 100 views at this point. They'll get more over time, but it's not a big priority. You know what I'm saying? So today, there's no new video over there on DSP Throwback. I'm going to start again tomorrow. I'll start the daily uploads again. And hopefully then we can get more consistent. But every once in a while, if there's like a road bump or whatever, that's okay. All right? Now, outside of the posterity playthroughs going up there, I've made more content, which is cool because it was an idea that I had based on feedback from you, and I turned that into now an ongoing series you guys are loving called Retro React. What I'm doing there is every week doing one stream a week on that channel where I react to a classic playthrough of mine, and I laugh and cringe at the old style of commentary, and we all have a good time together reminiscing and having that, you know, going down memory lane together with nostalgia. So we started with Red Dead Redemption 1 and did one stream of that. Then we did my original Dark Souls run from 2011. We did some of that. But then the one that stuck, and now we're going to actually be doing our 4th stream in a row of this, is Heavy Rain. And I had a feeling, out of all the playthroughs from back in the day, one of the ones that definitely was going to work for this was Heavy Rain. This was one of the first ever choose-your-own-adventure style games that I did commentary for. It showed that with these narrative-based games that my commentary worked well, because I could make jokes, add stuff, you know, guess who's the villain or who's the killer and stuff like that. And people really loved it. You know, they love that improv style of commentary and comedy. And people are coming out every week to watch it. People are supportive of it. And that playthrough is the most watched thing on the channel. Not to say that it's getting tons of views. Again, I think part 1 has like maybe 1,500 views. The other parts have between like 500 to 1,000 views. It's not a ton. But people are really liking it. And like I said, it's the most watched, most supported part of the channel. So I've really, really enjoyed doing that. And I want to keep doing it basically once a week if I can, as long as the interest holds up. It is right now. Like right now, everyone's saying they're loving it. So I don't see why every Sunday night I wouldn't keep doing Retro React. But I wanted to let you guys know also, there's another video that just went live, and it is a fan-made montage video featuring some of the most momentous moments in my 16 years on YouTube, including one of the early reveal videos where I kind of showed who I was on camera, me doing co-op with John Rambo of 2 different styles back in the day, my Spider-Man Web of Shadows playthrough, which is the one that got me noticed on YouTube back in the day, getting millions of views on the last few parts, and consistently was at the top searched Spider-Man videos on YouTube for about a decade, until YouTube changed all the algorithms and kicked all my old content out of it, which is really stupid, but they did. And then more recent stuff like Until Dawn, my Jasper reveal, where Jasper was revealed to be my pet, the launch of recent channels, Cat coming to co-op, and other things. So it's only about a 3 to 4 minute video, but it's kind of nice. And a fan gave it to me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's really nice. I think I'm going to put that on the Throwback channel, because actually that's what it is. It's a nostalgic throwback montage kind of video. And it went up last night, and so far people seem to be liking it, although it's weird. It's actually getting more views than a standard video on the channel, but almost no comments. I really wish people would comment more on my content. I'm just being honest now. I really feel like people are like afraid to comment for some reason. I don't know why, because all the comments are YouTube controlled, meaning if you comment, your comment will go into a queue. If it's a troll commenting and they say a bunch of nasty stuff, YouTube auto deletes it. So it never even makes it to the video. All your nice comments I see, and I approve and add to the video. So basically the comment section is actually nice now. And no one can really do anything about it, because some people are like, well, you're going to get harassed. How exactly? There's no DM system on YouTube. No one can DM you and harass you for commenting on a video. It doesn't exist. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand that mentality. It used to be, oh, if I comment on a video, trolls will attack the comment with bad responses and then they'll DM me on YouTube. None of that exists at all. So with a video like this, I absolutely would love feedback and comments. I would like, hey, did you like this? You know, what do you think? Please comment on content if you can. It helps a lot. It does. And I would love that engagement. And again, I control that, so you don't have to worry about, oh, there's going to be people harassing me in the comment section. No, they're not. They can't do that, okay? Anyway, please consider commenting on the content, especially on that channel. That channel, you know, has very positive engagement, and just more comments would help that channel a lot. A lot of people are just realizing it exists. Like, I'm starting to see people come to the channel and say, oh my God, Phil's still around, and here's him, you know, reminiscing about the old days when I used to watch him. This is an awesome channel, right? So anyway, DSP Throwback is doing pretty good. Is it doing amazingly well? No, because it's really for a small audience right now. I am hoping that over time, many people will have a chance to go and check out these older playthroughs and get caught up with them, because it seems like a lot of people watch like the first 10 parts and then it falls off, just like everything else, right? But absolutely, I am 100% enjoying the retro react streams. They're super fun. People are liking the videos as well. And here's the thing. 2 things about that channel. Number 1, we're going to finish with Red Dead Redemption 1 probably within the next few weeks. Because if we're doing one every other day, a part every other day, and like I said, it's only about, you know, another maybe 5 or 7 hours. I'm not sure. I have to look at the exact amount of parts, but we're getting there. We're in the home stretch. In fact, I think the plot is about to finish the Mexico plot line, and then you go to the final area of the game, and that's several hours, and then it's the end. So basically, I'm going to finish it within probably, I would think by end of March or very early April, Red Dead will be done. And then the question is, what is it that you guys want to see next, right? So, you know, I'm just curious. What would you guys want? Would you want LA Noire, right? Could do that next. That's a lost playthrough that hasn't been on the internet for ages. Problem with LA Noire is the music. The music that they licensed for the game is very old-timey music, and a lot of it's real songs, and it's going to have issues with audio. Like, I just know it is. Similar to, say, Fallout 3, it's going to end up having issues where the music's going to get blocked and muted, and I might have to do something with that, but I don't know if that's going to turn into more work. You know what I mean? Like, we have a ability where we can maybe, like, scour the videos for music and see if the music can be muted or lowered, but I'm nervous. The point of re-uploading playthroughs to DSP Throwback is posterity. I want those playthroughs to exist on the internet so people can watch them in perpetuity forever, right? I don't want it to be, oh, I uploaded it and then immediately half the videos got muted, or some of the videos can't be watched because of music worldwide. So what was the point, right? Why did I even bother with that? So if I'm going to do that, I have to find a way to make it so that you guys are going to be able to watch it guaranteed. And I don't know. I'm very nervous about that. There is other content I could put on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's lost content from back in the day. Or if you're not interested so much in LA Noire, what are other classic playthroughs from the Dark Side Phil channel or from the DSPGaming channel before I went direct capture? Okay, what playthroughs there are you interested in having turned into more modernized playthroughs? Meaning 30-minute plus parts with proper titling, proper thumbnails, upscaled to now be, 1080p or higher and full 60 frames. Because that's the thing, back in the day, everything was filmed with my camera and looked awful. So imagine taking any of the classic playthroughs that you guys liked from back in the day and turning them into a modern playthrough. That's the purpose of this channel, okay? And I'd be happy to do that with any of the classic stuff. So think about it, right? Like, what would you like to see? Are there any old throwback playthroughs that maybe you would like to see me do that to? So it's something to start thinking about and something to start talking about in the next month, because once Red Dead's done, we need another game. Okay, I don't want the channel to just be Final Fantasy 13, because that's gonna not work. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how it goes, and go from there. But yes, channel's doing well. Thanks for watching. Please check it out, and please check out this fan-made video. The history of Darkside Phil on YouTube. I think you'll really like it, and I hope that you'll join me again tomorrow for another retro React stream of Heavy Rain, and we'll keep going with that. Oh, that's the other thing too. When we finish with Heavy Rain, which I'm thinking, if we stay on the pace we're on, Heavy Rain is not a very long game. Okay, Heavy Rain is maybe like 12 hours long. So likely we're gonna finish with the Heavy Rain, retro React probably within maybe 3 to 4 more streams tops. So again, probably by the end of March, we'll be wrapping up with that, and we have to say, what's the next one you would like? Would you like me to go back to Dark Souls 1? Do you want me to go back to Red Dead? Would you like to see me start something new like Bully or BioShock or something else classic, right? Like, what would you like? So I need feedback on that too. But again, I hope you guys will give me the feedback on that channel, because what's happening is people aren't leaving comments. So because of that, I don't know the feedback. Did you like the video? Well, it's got views and it's got likes, but no one's leaving comments, so it's hard to read. You know what I mean? I absolutely would enjoy feedback on all that stuff if you could. Okay? Thanks. All right. So now that's out of the way, everyone, it's time to talk about Tekken 8. All right? So here's the deal. I've been playing fighting games consistently here on DSP Gaming. And when I say consistently, I mean Friday night fights, like Friday nights playing them every Friday night. And then usually 1 to 2 other streams a week, if not more. I've been doing that since the release of Street Fighter 6 in June of last year. So at this point, it's been, 9 straight months of fighting games, non-stop here on the channel. And basically, with Street Fighter 6, what I saw was a really cool attitude from the viewers. A reinvigoration of interest for fighting games. Because I used to heavily play fighting games. I used to travel to tournaments. I used to be an actual, what we considered, professional level competitive Street Fighter player back in the 2000s. Now, that was a long time ago, right? And I've been out of the loop of competitive play for a very long time. When Street Fighter 4 came out in 2009 and 2010, I covered it like crazy on YouTube. I made insane amounts of videos, but they were not high-level videos. It was me kind of messing around with the game, picking a character, dicking around, just learning basics, and then playing online and raging and screaming and swearing, and people found it hilariously interesting, funny. I got tons of views on those videos, and I got very prominent on YouTube for that content. And what's funny is the FGC hated me for it, because they were trying to make professional, high-level gameplay videos that weren't getting nearly as much attention as me just dicking around with this game and looking like an asshole, but people liked that. You understand? So it was weird, because my content was always very different from the content that the FGC was putting out. Now, over the years, my attitude towards fighting games changed. When Street Fighter V came out, I hated it. I thought it was a terrible game, so I barely played it. I did casually play other fighting games, such as the Injustice series, the Mortal Kombat series, Tekken, and other games over the years, but I never really honed in and focused on a fighting game in any heavy capacity, because I've never really found that urge or that spark with any modern game like I had back in the day with classic Street Fighter. In fact, I just found myself going back to the well of classic Street Fighter over and over and over. Whether it was Capcom Classics Collection, the Capcom Fighting Collection, any collection of these classics of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and or other various games that they would bundle in with it, I would play that way, way more than actual modern fighting games, right? Because of that, my fighting game audience disappeared. There used to be, no exaggeration, thousands of people who would come out whenever I played a fighting game to watch me play it. And because I basically stopped being interested so much in fighting games, besides the classics, I lost that audience. Okay? So last year when I started playing Street Fighter 6, it was a unique experience because it was an opportunity for me to play a game at launch, to learn it along with everybody else on the internet, right? To try to get, good at Street Fighter again for the first time in my life. And it worked. People showed up, they were engaged, they were supportive, they were tracking my wins and losses, they were helping me with gameplay elements every single time that I played. They were incredibly supportive of those streams, which was amazing to have people come out and support fighting games for the first time in so many years because I was actually putting effort into it, right? And I could say this, I had a great time doing it, although it became very stressful once you get to a certain level at a fighting game, okay? What happens is now, instead of just learning basics and fundamentals, now you have to learn a more advanced level of knowledge of the game. And in Street Fighter 6, for that, it was the top tier characters all play exactly the same. They're all rushdown characters. Every one of them gets in your face with crazy speed, hits you with these mix-ups and or attempting to fool you into blocking the wrong way, and then they get a giant combo, and then they push you to the corner, and now that's game over. Okay? Especially for the bottom half of the whole tier listing of the game, they really can't hang against maybe the top 6-7 characters. They just get bodied by them in this regard, okay? So what would happen is I would get to a certain ranking with a character, and now it's like an uphill battle because you have to really fight against these people who all play exactly the same pattern, same gameplay ad nauseum, and it gets boring and repetitive and grindy. But once you pass that level and you get to master, now it was better, right? It was fun. And basically what happened was I got so many characters to master, right? I had, first it was Blanca, then it was E Honda, then it was Lily, then it was Dalsim, and then I was on the path there with Zangief as well. Like, I was actually doing well with Zangief. Like, wow, if I just keep playing, I'm going to hit master with him, right? So really, there was nothing left to prove in the game except if I wanted to keep playing through master, and again, it felt like another grind. You hit master, everyone's doing the same shit again. It's like, oh my god. But the thing is, with Street Fighter 6, a couple key factors here. Factor number one, people were along for that ride with me and very supportive of it. They didn't mind if I was playing Street Fighter 6 4 or 5 times a week because they understood I needed that much time investment to get good at the game, right? I was doing daytime streams, nighttime streams. I was doing all kinds of streams of Street Fighter 6 along that 5-6 month period that I was playing the heck out of it. In addition, I have fundamental knowledge of Street Fighter 6 because I know Street Fighter in and out from back in the day being a pro player. And I started at a level higher than most people. Most people jumping into Street Fighter 6, they're at entry level. I was above entry level. I was like mid-level to start. So for me, there was less of a learning jump to get to a more competitive level. For everyone else, it was a bigger climb, okay? So for me, it's kind of a natural thing to get better at that game and do as well as I did. Now here's the thing. After 7 months of it, I got tired of it. I was burnt out. I wasn't having fun with it anymore. Because either I pick a character who... a character I don't know how to use it, and I'm trying to climb and learn with them, and it's like such a grind, because again, everyone's playing exactly the same online. The meta had been discovered, and it's just like, do I really want to do that? If I play the characters who hit master, it's the same shit, the same repetitive people online doing the same spammed patterns of rushdown. That's all it is, rushdown patterns over and over. It's like no one else is doing anything. It's just the same 5-6 characters dominating online, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And basically, it would cause me a lot of stress. It would cause me a lot of, adrenaline rush, sweating my balls off trying to play the fucking game and getting angry, punching my joystick, screaming and everything. And after 7 months of it, I had enough. I was like, I'm going to give this a break, all right? And what we're going to do, we're going to play Tekken. Tekken's coming out at the end of January, and I want to try a different fighting game, and I'm curious how it will go, because I didn't know how it was going to go at all. I thought, Tekken's a whole other animal. It doesn't play like Street Fighter at all. It's a completely different engine. Fundamentals will help you, but I've almost never played Tekken competitively, It's been a long-ass time since I put any real effort into learning Tekken as a competitive game. And therefore, unlike starting at mid-level like I did with Street Fighter 6, I was kind of starting down at the bottom like everybody else, really. So it came out, and I said, let's try it out. And, we played through all the various modes of the game, which were good. The story mode is good. The arcade mode is good. It's good to have all that offline content. But, of course, the meat and potatoes of the game is playing online. Now, what I can tell you is this, and this is really odd. Overall, the online connections of Tekken are good, okay? I don't think they're as good as Street Fighter 6 when it comes to latency. And what I mean by that is when you're playing Street Fighter 6 online, you regularly will get lower ping matches, 20 milliseconds, 30 milliseconds. Those are really good pings, okay? You're going to have a pretty good experience. But what I actually found, and this is a tricky thing, when you're playing Street Fighter 6 versus Tekken Online, Street Fighter 6 would significantly drop way more of your inputs than Tekken 8 would. So even though the Tekken connections might have been a little bit laggier and slower, my moves would come out 99% of the time. Like, no exaggeration. It's rare when I'm playing Tekken 8 and you hear me complaining, oh, my move is repeatedly not coming out. But I used to say that all the time playing Street Fighter 6. And you might say, well, I wonder why. There's a very good reason. Because this is the drawback of rollback netcode. This is why rollback netcode fails, but the FGC either isn't smart enough or just doesn't want to recognize this fact. Here's the problem with rollback netcode, okay? When you have a lower ping and supposedly a better connection, how exactly do you think it is that the rollback netcode accounts for that? All right? You know what they say? It's kind of like when a government comes up with this awesome new plan where they're going to throw a bunch of money at something and everyone says, oh, it's a great idea. But you're like, yeah, but where's the money coming from? The taxpayers, right? Someone's got to pay to make that happen. So when you've got netcode, how do you get the connection to have 15 millisecond ping and have a better connection that's more responsive? Drop the inputs. That's how it does it. That's actually how rollback netcode does it. As you approach a better connection, all right, lower ping, supposedly supposed to be more responsive, it'll drop more inputs. So in Street Fighter 6, when you're playing online, you got a 15 millisecond connection, all of a sudden someone will do rushdown, you can't block it. Why can't I block it? Because it dropped your input. That's how it got you a 15 millisecond connection. It just ignores half the things you put. Of course, I'm exaggerating. It's not half. Maybe it'll ignore 4% of your inputs, but still in a competitive match, that's a lot. And you'll notice it. I can't block on reaction. My move, I swear I input it. Where the fuck is it? Why didn't it come out? Because you got a 15 millisecond connection and the game drops more of your inputs, okay? When you're playing Tekken, all right, you don't have 15 millisecond connections. You probably on average have like a 40 to 60 millisecond connection, I would think. And shit, when you're on wireless, forget it. That thing just goes half the time. But you'll almost never drop a move. Almost never. Because it doesn't sacrifice your inputs for the sake of giving you a better connection. It just gives you the connection that you're going to get if you get all your inputs. Do you see the difference? So I can definitely tell you guys this, okay? 100%. I've had a more satisfactory time in the month and a half that I've played Tekken 8 online than I did playing Street Fighter 6 for 7 months. Because half the time I played Street Fighter 6, my shit dropped. But playing Tekken, it almost never drops. It might have a laggier connection that's very annoying that it's going and stuttering, but at least my moves come out. I'd rather have that. I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather have the laggier connection and have all of my moves come out than have a game that looks smooth, but half my inputs drop. And that's the illusion of rollback netcode. Rollback netcode looks better, but actually plays worse. And that's what I've been trying to tell you guys since the launch of Street Fighter 6, and no one wants to listen. Everyone yells at me that I'm the old man screaming at a cloud, and I don't understand because the FGC knows better. The FGC doesn't know better, all right? They don't. They're either ignorant or they just don't care. They want their matches to look good on their stream so people will watch and click and give money. They don't care about the quality of the match. The quality of the match in Tekken 8 has been far better for me than all the time I played Street Fighter 6, and that's the bottom line, and that's the truth, all right? So you want the ultimate best online experience in a fighting game? Tekken 8 gives you a better one than Street Fighter 6. That's the truth. All right? That's just me being honest. All right? Okay. Now, continuing on. So what happened in Tekken 8 is thus. I started playing with my characters who I knew from previous Tekken games, like Paul and King. Now, I didn't know high-level strategies with them, but I just kind of flubbed around, and I did pretty good. All right? And then as I continued to play, I started studying online. I started studying videos. And at first there were 0 videos. I was like, oh shit, this is a problem. Because I can't learn. But then all of a sudden, a flood of videos hit the internet and I started learning. So I tried a character like June, who hadn't been competitive in Tekken in a very long time. And she's a great character in it. And having a great time. And then I started using Yoshimitsu. And that's really when it got, for me, serious. Because Yoshimitsu has a great move set, a great tool set. He's like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of a situation. I like how varied he can play. Now he has little answers for all these different situations in the game. And I had a great time learning him and using him. I've now used Yoshimitsu for over a month. I don't know if you guys realize. It's been a solid month I've used him. It was like the first 2-3 weeks I played Tekken, I did variety, and then I stopped doing the variety, and I just focused on Yoshimitsu to get good with him. Now, I climbed up the ranks with Yoshimitsu. Okay? I did. I went from bottom of the barrel to all the way up to his highest purple ranking, which is really high. One more, if you get to blue, it's considered like master level in Street Fighter 6. So I'm just like below a ranking where it would say, hey, you're pretty good at Tekken, okay? And that's pretty amazing because, again, I don't play Tekken competitively. This is me learning from the ground up, learning fundamentals, learning more advanced strategies and combos and things like that. And basically, here's the deal. I love playing Tekken, and I really enjoyed it for this month and a half, but my audience is not with me on this. Unlike Street Fighter 6, where when I was playing Street Fighter 6, the whole crowd here was with me. People were rooting for me. People were tracking my matches. We were counting the first 1,000 wins, right? We were tracking, oh, when will you hit this rank with this character and this and that? And it was fun. It was really fun. But people haven't been doing that at all in Tekken. No one, honestly, is really caring that much in Tekken. And I don't know if that's a result of the fact that there's just fighting game burnout, because I played Street Fighter 6 for 7 months and then started Tekken when it came out in January, or if it's just the game. That basically, people are more into Street Fighter than Tekken with me, because I'm known as being a Street Fighter player for a long time, and I have that notoriety. I don't know, honestly, but that's just been a fact, is that Tekken has not gotten people that invested in it. You don't see that level of excitement or investment when I play the game at all, right? And because of that, I've cut back on streams. Like when I was playing Street Fighter 6, like I said, I was playing probably 4 times a week minimum. So you're talking 8 to 12 hours of gameplay, right? Basically, excuse me, with Tekken, I've had to cut down to like 2 streams a week, if that. And that's equivalent of 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. So you're talking 10 to 12 versus 4 to 5 in the same amount of time. It's not a lot. And my problem is I'm not playing enough Tekken to learn the more advanced things I need to learn to succeed at the level that I've now reached. When I hit that purple rank, basically here's what's happened, okay? Tekken has now hit the point where everyone who I face literally has found an abusable, repeatable, spammable, repetitive strategy that they use over and over. There's no intelligent thought behind it. They just realize if I keep doing this move, if I keep doing this particular hit string, generally it hits a lot. And if I get that one hit, usually it leads to then a giant combo. Then every once in a while, mix up and throw out a different move or throw, wash, rinse, repeat. That's their gameplay. That's a basic tool set. That's not an intelligent tool set for fighting games. That's just, I know basics about a character and they just seem to work online, so I just keep doing it ad nauseum. And then, by the way, if these players ever face anything different, a moment of adversity, oh my god, a sweep, what's that? I have to block low. They can't even do it. They don't have the fundamentals to fight people at that level. It's the same thing as Street Fighter 6. These rush down players, they mindlessly pick a top tier, mindlessly rush down, rush down, rush down, rush down, rush down. And the moment you interrupt their rush down, they're like, eh? And then you just dominate them and crush them because they don't know what's going on because their rush down failed. If they're a one-trick pony, basically, is the point I'm making, okay? The difference is, in Street Fighter 6, I played so much of it, I learned how to beat the one-trick ponies. You see? I said, okay, with Juri, I know what she can do here and here, and with this character, I can do this to get past that offense. With this character, I do this to get past that offense. In Tekken, I'm only playing the game twice a week. I'm not playing it enough to have the character knowledge to stop the one-trick pony spammers. In addition, there's 32 characters in Tekken 8. In Street Fighter 6, there's what, half that? So I need to have double the amount of knowledge in Tekken 8 to even be able to hang with these people. And what happened last night was essentially for me the straw that broke the camel's back, okay? I'm in purple ranks, and I fought one player who impressed the shit out of me. I don't even remember his name. I'm sure you can look it up in the video from last night. He was a Claudio player. This guy finessed me, all right? He kicked my ass. He knew exactly what to do. He knew the basic strategies with Yoshimitsu, and he just completely countered everything I had. Seriously. Every time I did a move, he countered it. He blocked it perfectly. He broke every throw attempt. Literally every fucking throw attempt. He smashed me with counter hits. He tricked me. That guy was super fucking good. And that's the guy I give monstrous props too, because you could tell the difference when you're playing online versus someone who knows what the fuck they're doing and knows their shit, and that's a respectable person, versus I spam the same fucking thing online a million times, and because you just don't have knowledge, you just lose to someone just doing the same shit repetitively, right? So, yeah, I was like, wow, this guy's great. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a good night, because even if I lose, right, at least I'll say, okay, that Claudio kicked my ass. But if I fight that Claudio a few more times, I'm going to learn Claudio. I'm going to see what he can do. I'm going to learn things around it. I'm going to figure this stuff out. And then what proceeded to happen was, instead, it was all spammers. These, again, they have 2 moves that they do, either this one or this one. And just do it over and over and over and over. And if you block it, great. And if not, you're fucked. Because here they go again. They do it over. And it's usually characters like, for example, Huarang. He just kicks nonstop. He's like, kick, 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 kick. Okay, where's my opening? When does he stop kicking so I can move or I can press a button? Oh, there is none. Kick it, kick it, kick it, kick, 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 kick. What the fuck is this? Right? Now, again, I'm sure there's a way to beat it. I just don't know what it is. I haven't played the game enough to know that. And it's like that with every character. I pull out a Victor. And the Victor has 2 moves that he hits me with. He has this one move where his knife, he goes like this, and it's just like a counter move and staggers you and leads to a combo if it hits. Or this teleport slamming move with his sword, which I've never really seen before. And he just kept doing it over and over. And every time he did it, it tracked me. It blew out whatever move I was doing. And it would take a third of my health bar. And he just kept doing it over and over. So what am I supposed to do? So here's the thing. When I was playing Street Fighter 6 and that kind of stuff happened, I would turn to the chat. And usually there'd be a handful of people in chat. And they'd be like, okay, so here's the deal. This person's doing this to you. Here's how you beat it. You got to be do. Oh, okay. And I would absorb that knowledge on the fly. I would try it. And usually I would improve. In Tekken, I'm turning to the chat. No one knows shit. Everyone's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, that's not good. Because if I can't get advice on how to get better, I'm not going to get better. Right? If I'm literally blown out by someone doing the same move 17, 18 times in a row, I can't figure out how to interrupt it. I don't know how to punish it. I don't know how to beat it, right? I'm just going to lose. And no one in the chat seemed to know what was going on or how to help me. So it was just a wasted effort, like a futile effort at this level, okay? And again, this is the difference is, in Street Fighter 6, I had that crowd along for the ride with me. I had tons of people rooting for me. I had people here ready to help and engage and supportive. And in Tekken, it's like the opposite. Last night, all right, I had one tip all night. Jax Raxer, who supports every Friday Night Fight stream. That was it. Not a single other person contributed. There was like a small handful of super chats. So overall, for a Friday Night Fight stream that's supposed to be the big hype fighting game stream, no one's really supported it besides the one regular. Right? It's like, there's all these hundreds of people here to make fun of me because I'm getting bodied because I don't know what's going on, but no one here to support. And that's what I mean. It's just become toxic at this point. Really. Like me playing fighting games at this level, when you get to that level, have become a toxic situation where I'm playing the game and I want to improve, right? I want to learn. I want to get better. But it doesn't seem like that's what people want. Most people on the internet who are watching me just want to see me fail just to laugh. Well, I'm not about that. I'm about getting better. That's why I put so much time into Street Fighter 6. The problem is, that's not happening in Tekken 8. I'm not putting that time in, and I'm not going to get better. Like at the level I'm at Tekken right now, the only way I'm going to ever improve is to play dramatically more. So I'm not talking, twice a week, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a session. I got to play like 4 or 5 times a week. And I got to absorb character knowledge. I have to see what these spammable moves are that people are doing. And I need to get the solutions on how to stop that. And I'm not going to do that how I'm playing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. And the thing is, would I be into that if people wanted it? Yes. Seriously, like I like Tekken 8 enough. I've enjoyed the game. I like its visuals. I like its controls. I like the engine. I like things about Tekken 8 quite a lot, right? But if the audience isn't along there with me like they were with Street Fighter 6, then I'm not going to succeed. I'm not. Because I need to invest so much time into it. I'm just not feeling it. I think that it's a combination of factors. Factor number one, I played Street Fighter 6 for 7 months. And a lot of people at that point got burnt out. I said, all right, fighting games were great. You made your point. You could be good at them if you want. But we're not really that interested anymore, right? So when Tekken came out, I was like, oh, God, he's doing this again, right? And then to the point where last week, Ed came out in Street Fighter 6, and people were like, so you're dropping Tekken 8 and going back to Street Fighter 6 to play with Ed, right? I was like, no. I invested a month and a half into Tekken 8. You want me to drop it all of a sudden and go back to Street Fighter 6? Like, what was the point then, right? So it's just weird, this attitude. You know what I'm saying? And here's the other problem as well, okay? Right now, I am too inundated with RPGs. I've been saying this for 3 fucking months. Too many RPGs in a short period of time. These game developers and publishers have fucked up. I don't care what your opinion is. You can disagree with me. My opinion is it's too samey. The games that aren't RPGs have sucked ass, and too many RPGs have come out in a short period of time. These games have cannibalized each other, right? I'm playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. I've skipped like 10 of them. And people still are like, well, it's too much. I'm not satisfied. Well, I don't know what to do, right? I'm stuck in the middle of a 400-hour, ridiculously long playthroughs. And I can't get through them. I'm playing as much as humanly possible. And I'm still not finishing any fucking games. Baldur's Gate 3 is like 110 hours in. Final Fantasy is like 20. Like a Dragon is like 40. It's like, what is going on with these fucking games? Why is every game an insanely long RPG experience today? They don't have to be. Games don't have to be 80-hour experiences to be good. It's driving me nuts. It is. And at this point, I'm too invested in the games to quit. But at the same time, I'm not getting the attention in these playthroughs anymore. This channel has stagnated in the last 2 months as I've struggled with juggling RPGs and Tekken 8. And so, changes have to happen. You know what I'm saying? Changes have to happen. So what are the changes? I gotta play new shit. Alright? New stuff's coming out. In less than a week, there's a brand new multiplayer game that I'm very excited to try out, because it's a game that's from back in the day was super good, and now it's coming out as a re-release with 64-player multiplayer. It's going to be chaotic and fun. I don't know if it's going to have longevity. Maybe it'll only last a couple of weeks, but still, it'll be pretty fun, okay? Excuse me. In addition, there's a game coming out later this month that's nothing like anything we've played for a long time. There may be a survival horror game coming out later this month that I want to check out. So with all that stuff, it's like, oh, that all sounds good, right? Okay, how do I play those games? Right? When I'm playing 3 RPGs that are all like 100-hour experiences that I can't fucking finish because they're too fucking long, and I'm playing Tekken, how the hell am I going to play all these games? Right? Something's got to give. And when I'm looking at everything going on right now, and here's really where the breaking point happened, okay? Last night, I finished playing Tekken, and I'm so fucking heated, and I'm upset, and the adrenaline is flowing, and I'm like, that was a complete waste of a stream. I learned nothing. Everyone spammed like fucking scrubby idiots, and I can't beat it because I don't have the knowledge to beat it. The only way I'll have the knowledge is to play more, and I don't have time to play more, so it's frustrating the shit out of me. It's making me feel like, man, what a wasted month and a half, right? Really, what a wasted month and a half for me here, playing this game, and sadly, not really getting anywhere now and running into a wall, right? Excuse me. So, all that happening, right? And then I look at the time. I had played Tekken 8 till past 10 p.m. I didn't even realize it. I was that heated that I just kept playing. And so I leave this office so upset, and then I go downstairs and I have to apologize to my wife because I stayed like an extra hour I shouldn't have stayed playing this fucking game, being so upset at it. And now we have less time to spend together to relax and unwind because I idiotically was fucking rage playing this fucking game. And I'm thinking to myself, what was the point of that? Right? There was 0 point. There's a difference between saying, oh, I'm playing a game and I'm really enjoying it, and we're in a really good part, and I want to keep going for now because I want to end at a logical stopping point. So let's go a little further. Let's enjoy the game a little more. Let's actually push for a little bit of overtime on a stream or whatever. And then you get something good out of it. I got nothing good whatsoever out of being here late last night playing Tekken 8. Instead, all it did was piss me off, piss off the viewers, piss off my wife, and everyone was upset, right? Everyone. So why the fuck am I putting myself through that? So here's the answer. I'm not going to fucking put myself through that shit anymore, all right? I'm not. I'm sorry. Here's the modern state of fighting games, all right? Back in the day, fighting games used to take an incredible amount of discipline, muscle memory, skill, because you had to practice and repeat and learn to get good. In order to be at a level at a fighting game where you could get wins, you actually had to be fucking good. You had to have intelligence in your goddamn head, and you had to have a level of skill of execution. That has been completely removed from modern fighting games. I've seen it now with Street Fighter 6, and I've now seen it with Tekken 8. What's happened is they wanted to make the games accessible, which they have. The games are accessible. You can be a dunce and mash certain things and beat people and get wins. You could do it ad nauseum and get the purple in Tekken 8. You could do it and get to master in Street Fighter 6. You can do it. You pick a better character, you mash the bullshit, and you just zoop, turbo yourself into a competitive level. Now you're not going to win a tournament, but you're going to win online. And it's sad. That whole idea of it used to take time and dedication and skill and effort and knowledge and execution to be good at a fighting game has been completely removed from fighting games. Now it's, let's make it easy for everyone to just mash around and do well, and it's stupid. Because now what happens is you have to invest more time to get to a level where the game becomes competitive and fun, because you have to get past this level of idiocy online. And it's just a waste of your time to have to do that if you're a casual player like me. Why am I trying my hardest to fucking ball bust myself? Right? It's what it is. It's like ball busting. I'm busting my balls here to try to beat scrubs because they've made the games too fucking easy to abuse. Right? It's so frustrating. And it's not fun. That's the other difference too. It used to be like when you get to a competitive level of a fighting game, it's fun. It's not anymore. To beat these people is not fun at all. This is annoying. This is utter irritation and time wasting, right? Sure, if I wanted to stream this game 3, 4, 5 times a week, then I would learn the character matchups and the strategies to beat their shit. But I don't want to invest that much time in it, and I shouldn't have to. Game developers have lost their way with fighting games because they made them too accessible for idiots to fucking mash online and get away with stuff. Why does every character have like 2 moves that are so overpowered that they counter almost everything when mashed out, and then you have to specifically know the nuanced situation of how to defend against it, dodge it, or punish it? What is that shit? No. Don't give every character an overpowered bullshit spammable fucking move. Make it hard to play, and then the game will be fun to play. You won't have a bunch of people going dur 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 to get stupid wins online, and it dumbs the game down. And that's what Street Fighter 6 is, and that's what Tekken is. That's what it seems all fighting games have become. Just make it so that dunces can fucking get a level of entertainment out of it, so that way you make more money. And I get it, you want to sell copies, right? I totally get it. But at the same time, you've ruined the competitive nature of fighting games. The only way for me to play this game at an entertaining level at this point is to invest too much time into it, and you didn't have to do that back in the day. You had to have natural skill. Today, there's no natural skill. There's not. It's just time investment. And that's not good, in my opinion. All right? Why do you think it is that the best players in this game all are signed to teams? And they travel the world, the team finances their travel, and they play 5 hours a day minimum. And because this is it. It's just time investment now. It's not skill, it's not knowledge, it's not ingenuity, it's just time investment. Well, I don't have the time to invest in this shit. I don't. Nor do I want to. I don't want to be a competitive player. I just want to have fun, and the game won't let me. So, I'm not going to bust my fucking balls anymore. I'm not going to be in this room past 10 p.m., freaking out, sweat running down my forehead, my adrenaline pumping, screaming, raging, punching my fucking joystick because I'm so angry because the game's such a piece of fucking shit with abusable idiots, right? And then I leave the office, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? Now it's late as shit, I'm upset, my family's upset. Why did I do that to myself? And the answer is there was no good reason. There's no good reason to do that. All right? So, my decision is thus. I'm done with Tekken. I'm done with it. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm not. Because I've hit a wall where I don't want to invest the time needed to get better. I don't like the fact that the game is just online spam and it's abusable shit. I'm done with it. I'm not going to waste more fucking time on this game. I like the game and I respect it. And quite frankly, I think the online connectivity and matches is better than Street Fighter 6. Not that there's less lag, but there's less dropped inputs. And again, I would rather play a game where there's less dropped inputs and lag than no lag, but half my moves drop. And I think that's where Street Fighter 6 has missed the mark, and they don't understand. Their game looks great online and plays like dog shit. While this game plays great online, but it just has more laggy moments, okay? So I'm done with it. I'm done with Tekken. I'm taking it out of the schedule. Officially, as of right now, I'm making the announcement. I'm done with the game. I like it. It's a shame that they want you to invest so much of your life to get good to stop the online spam, but I'm not going to do that. I have better things to do with my time, and quite frankly, you guys are tired of it. I already know you are, right? Because you're not showing up. The only people who show up are people who are laughing at me, raging at the game, and losing. People aren't supporting the streams. People weren't along for the ride like they were with Street Fighter 6. So I'm done with it. There's no point in me investing more time and shit into this. And that's sad. Because again, I feel like the game is good. But I don't think it's your fault at all. I don't. I think it's the industry's fault that they've turned fighting games into this. You must sink so much time to like the game and have fun with it. And that's stupid. Sorry. No. I don't want to be a dunce going dur, mashing the same move over and over and not even understanding the fundamentals of the game. But in order to pass that level, I have to put too much time into it, so I'm done. And again, it wasn't like that back in the day with fighting games. It was more based on skill, execution, talent. This is not the case anymore. Now it's invest your whole fucking life into it. All right? That's bullshit. That's Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8. It's an industry-wide problem with fighting games. You made them so accessible. Now you expect me to invest my life in your game to even get past a fucking mid-level ranking online because everyone could just go dur. That's stupid. Stop doing that. Stop making every move so easy to use. In fact, do the opposite. Make it so that most of the moves are terrible, except they're situational where they're good. Now, people have to be smart. They can't just go dur because everything gets stuffed, right? Do that. I'd rather have a fighting game like that than a game where some idiot can just fucking mash buttons and get giant wins because they want to feel special, right? Oh, I bought this game for $70. Now I'm a god online because I mashed the buttons. Fuck that. Those days are so dumb. You go to the arcade back in the day, those people were laughed at. They're waiting in the line. Oh, here we go. And they go, dude, same move over and over. They get spanked. They get back to the end of the line. You're never going to win like that, stupid. Actually have a level of intelligence in your brain and then come back and try to win. Not anymore. It's done. Fighting games are different now, you know? Sad. And again, the FGC won't ever acknowledge this kind of shit either. Most of them are ignorant of it. Most of them don't even know. They've only played fighting games for 10 years. They didn't even play games back in the day. They don't understand the difference, right? That's why when they step up and they try to play a game like Super Turbo or Third Strike, they can't do it. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even understand what fundamentals are. Because they literally, for the last 10 years, just went dur in their games and fucking got wins. It's sad. So anyway, that's that. For me, for Tekken 8. Had a good time with it. Love the graphics. Love the music, by the way. Like the fundamentals of the game. But I'm just not investing as much time into it anymore. I just can't. So that's it. I'm done with it. There's no point in playing it 2 times a week and losing endlessly to mashers. Okay? So with that being said, you might say, now wait a minute. Well, if Tekken's out of the rotation, then what's going to happen? Well, here's the thing. We got new games coming out this month. This coming Friday, all right, is the release of the Star Wars Battlefront collection. I want to play that. I need time to play it. How was I going to play it if I was still playing Tekken? The answer is I wasn't. All right? So immediately I can tell you, probably what we're going to do is on the day that it releases, which would be Friday, I'll probably do it as the daytime stream. I'll probably do Battlefront as like a day stream to get a good chunk into it. And by the way, I'm going to do the multiplayer because some people might say, are you going to play the single player? I don't even care about the single player. No, that game for me is multiplayer. Like, that's how it always was. Not to say that the single player is not good. It actually is. But I want to play this game multiplayer. This game is, you have to understand, this is what people looked at this game and used this game as like the archetype of how they made 10 other games. So many other games came after Battlefront and ripped off mechanics of it, including the fucking new ones in the 2010s that sucked ass, okay? Battlefront 1 and 2 are amazing games. Great elements, good variety, because you can pick different classes that play completely differently. And then the heroes and villains that you summon, oh my god, they're so overpowered, but they're fun as shit to both fight and use. The games are great. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this game, I feel. Now, am I going to play it forever? Maybe not, because it is an old game. It's just an old remaster collection. It may be short-lived. It may actually be only, 1 or 2 weeks that I play it, and then we drop it. I don't know. Or it might live on as a multiplayer game that's great and has longevity. I don't know what legs it'll have. But basically, yeah, I'm interested, and I will definitely want to play this game. I think it's going to be interesting for variety purposes and to have some different kind of multiplayer rather than just fighting games constantly, okay? In fact, to be clear here, guys, I'm putting a break on fighting games. I'm giving them a hiatus. I don't want to play fighting games for a while. I'm fighting gamed out. I played Street Fighter 6 for 7 months. I played Tekken for a month and a half. So that's 9 straight months of fighting games. I need a break. All right? I'm doing this on purpose. I don't want to be playing fighting games right now. My plan is one of two things. I'm either going to come back to Street Fighter 6 when Akuma releases later this year as a DLC character, or if I just get a craving for fighting games, we're going to get Fightcade working on my mini PC, and we're going to play classics, notably the Versus games, okay? The old Versus games and stuff like that, maybe Third Strike. That's what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to wait it out. I don't want to keep playing fighting games. I'm burnt out. I'm literally burnt out. I'm not enjoying them anymore because of the stress level of trying to play online with these idiots spamming like morons and thinking that they know what they're doing. They don't. So I'm done with fighting games for now. We're giving it a break, okay? And I hope that you understand, you know, that why I'm doing it. I feel like 9 straight months is a lot, right? And I think it's now time to go back to Street Fighter when there's appropriate. And I just want to have a good time. Seriously, I just want to have a good time again, and I'm not having a good time on those streams. It's just pissing me off. Why am I streaming to piss myself off? That's not doing anyone any good, right? Just be honest. I'm not. Okay. All right. All that being said, let's talk about the schedule. Today, Baldur's Gate 3 on the first stream, where we're continuing on with our current plot lines. We're probably doing this Night Song plot line, which people are saying there's a magic tower. Sure, I don't even know that there is, so it's kind of a spoiler. So we're going to do that today. Tonight, it's Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, continuing on in Chapter 8. We're at a good part of the plot. We're playing as Kiryu and his party, and we're getting leveled up and new jobs and new fun. It's a good chill time. That's today. Tomorrow, it's daylight saving time. That means all of my streams tomorrow, March 10th, start an hour earlier, and all of my streams moving forward will start 1 hour earlier than usual. This is not my choice. I hate daylight saving time. It screws everything up. Undoubtedly, you're all going to be late. You're all going to show up an hour late tomorrow and be frustrated that you're an hour late. But it happens every fucking few months, every year. We got to deal with this bullshit, all right? Please try to be on time for the streams tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming. Then it's DSP versus the internet over on DSP React. Then it's Retro React on DSP Throwback. So it's an all reacting day. On Monday, it's Final Fantasy VII as the day stream. And then no night stream because I'm actually doing private patron videos and also working on personal stuff behind the scenes. So no late night stream on Monday. Tuesday, it's Baldur's Gate 3. And I don't know what I'm doing Tuesday night. Because it was going to be Tekken 8, but I'm done with Tekken 8. So at this point, we could do a bonus stream of Like a Dragon, which may make a lot of sense to get as far as I can in the game, so just do another one. Or we could do a one-off stream of something, I don't know what, whatever you want. Or we could just do a late-night chill stream where we just talk and hang out like we did a few weeks back. We could basically do whatever you want, all right? So let's think about it. Let's talk about it, and let's figure out what we want to do Tuesday night. Then Wednesday, it will either be Baldur's Gate 3 or Final Fantasy VII, your choice on the day stream, and the night stream will be Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and that's the streaming week. I'm off on Thursday. When I come back on Friday, I'm going to play Star Wars Battlefront Collection as the first stream, and I'm actually going to play it multiplayer. I'm just going to jump right into the online multiplayer of it and try to enjoy it and see what it is. So that means Friday night, I'm probably just going to do an RPG. Now, what RPG? I don't know. Maybe Final Fantasy. Maybe do an extra Final Fantasy stream and squeeze it in there. Right? It's probably what we'll do. So there you go. Dark Gaming says, Like a Dragon Endgame's level 50. Once you hit 50, you can beeline the story. Yeah, but we're only at like 30, you know? So we're in chapter 8 of 12 in Like a Dragon. If I just focused on story, I could probably beat it in like 2 weeks. But the thing is, there's tons of content in this game. I'm not going to, you know, cheat myself and my viewers out of the content because I want to rush through it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's the deal. So this Friday, new game, the Battlefront Collection, and I'm going to play it online a lot, and we're going to hopefully have a good time with it. The week after that is Rise of the Ronin. That will also hit the rotation. So we're going to have to try to find a way to juggle 5 fucking games. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm going to try, all right? And then we're just playing it by ear, all right? Depending on what happens, okay? We'll see what happens, but will I play Alone in the Dark? I don't know. I've heard things about it, but not good things, so I don't know, you know. But I feel like once we've got the Battlefront Collection and Rise of the Ronin in the rotation, things are going to be better. And what I mean by that is it won't feel samey anymore. Tekken's out of the rotation, right? It won't just be RPGs in the rotation. We'll have other things going on that'll be more exciting and interesting for everyone, rather than it just RPG and fucking Tekken, RPGs and Tekken, RPGs and Tekken. Because I feel you. I feel the burnout. I feel the stagnation. I feel the frustration. Because this is how it's been for like 2 months. I'm with you on this. And I want it to change. And that's why we're waiting for these better games to come out. Okay? Okay, guys. It's already 12:11. It's time for shout-outs. On the YouTube side of things, we have No Tango Dinero did a super chat and says $2 blessing for a chill and blessed stream. Thank you for that. Jade, re-upping his membership for 33 months. And he says, I'll see you tonight. Yes, sounds good, Jade. See you for Like a Dragon. No Tango Dinero re-upping their membership. Tommy Salami re-upping their membership. Red re-upping their membership for 9 months. It says, punch, knockout, rollback. Thank you all for re-upping your memberships. I appreciate that. So I'm going to be honest again. Memberships are way down. And yes, a big part of that is because of all those gifted memberships. At the same time, a lot of people just aren't doing memberships anymore. And it's hurting this channel a ton. Please consider becoming a member today. Since most of these gifted memberships are now dying out and they're not happening anymore, it would be a good idea to become a member or gift some legit memberships. It would help a lot. Okay? And then No Tango Dinero with another super chat. Chill Baldur's Gate 3 time. Yes. We will have some fun with Baldur's Gate 3 today, undoubtedly. Thank you to No Tango Dinero. Okay. Now, on the tip side of things, holy crap. I don't know what happened, but tips went crazy today. So we start off with a $20 tip from Rocky. Happy Saturday. Excited to not be working during a live Baldur's Gate 3 stream for once since Rebirth is hit. Cool. Thank you very much, Rocky, for a $20 tip to start off today's tipping. I appreciate that. Okay. Then I received a $5 tip from Slurpee. Thoughts on Helldivers 2? Will you play it? So, again, I've already talked about this game a ton. I don't know how people haven't heard me talk about it yet. Helldivers 2, number one, I'm very happy for these game devs because these game devs were not big-time game devs, correct? They're a smaller indie group. And the fact that their game has taken off the way it has, exploded in popularity, and tons of people bought it and are playing it is great. The problem is it's an online co-op shooter game, okay? It's meant to be played with a group of friends. Yes, you can play it with randoms, but it's not a very enjoyable experience with randoms because you don't have teamwork, right? It's meant to be played as online with a group of party, and you team up against waves of these bug enemies or whatever it is, and supposedly it's really fun, correct? Right? I don't play those games, all right? I don't. The times that I've done online co-op games, like Destiny 2 or Apex Legends, just as a couple examples, they didn't work. People would say to me, this is not fun because what you're doing is you're focusing on playing the game and interacting with your party. And because of that, you're not interacting with us. You're ignoring us in order to do the game properly, but that's not fun to us. We would prefer if you would hang out with us rather than hang out with, the people who you're playing with. And so because of that, basically, the game playthroughs weren't entertaining and people said, stop doing it. So I did. Like, I was playing Apex Legends and getting really good at it, and we were winning and winning, and people said, this is boring, right? The entire time I played Destiny 2, people said, this is boring. Okay. So I don't play those kind of games, all right? I don't. I'm a guy who I either play online competitive games or I solo. It's one or the other. That's my forte. Not every game is for every streamer, correct? Helldivers 2 is not a game that's for me. It's just not. It wasn't designed for me or the kind of games that I play or enjoy. It's fine for those who like it. In fact, like I said, more power to the devs. I'm happy for them. I want more game developers who aren't AAA studios to have success. Because the AAA studios are fumbling and making crappy games as a service and trash games. And if the indie game devs do better, they can step up to the plate and show them how it's done. I'd much rather have them be successful regardless. You understand? But they're definitely not for me. Not every game is for me. Not every game that gets viral popularity is going to be for me. Pal World, I tried, right? Yeah, I played it 11 hours. It was all right. We got bored of it. Stopped playing it, correct? But that's it. And then, That's the end of that. And the thing with Helldivers, I'm just not interested in it. Okay? Okay. I received a $5 tip from Rocky. I will always support when I can, buddy. Thank you, Rocky, for a $5 tip. I appreciate that. Okay. Cool. I received a $25 tip from Darren. He says, you make a great point about long games and RPGs. Former PlayStation SIE boss Sean Layden recently said about the current state of gaming that games got overbloated. Hold on. That games got overbloated. There needs to be more 15 to 20 hour games. You'd be able to play more and developmental costs would also decrease. A lot of layoffs lately. We need more gameplay and innovation and less redundant quest upon quest in these games for blow. I agree. I'm tired of a game now. Every time that I'm going to do a playthrough for you guys, I have to invest 3 months. It's like, what? Why do I have to invest 3 fucking months? Because I like more than one game at a time, okay? And so, because I want to do that variety, and I'm juggling 2-3 games or whatever. Now, oh, well, the game's 80 hours long, so you won't finish it till June. Like, what? Why is every game that long? And the truth is, that's true too. Yes, these games are good, but you notice that half the time, it doesn't feel like a very notable experience, right? So it's like, why was it that long to begin with, right? So anyway, I agree with Darren. Thank you for the tip. And by the way, it's Gunnar Glass's time now. Excuse me. By the way, I got a question. Helldivers 2, is it like the evolution of Earth Defense Force? Because it kind of looks like, to me, like Earth Defense Force with way better graphics and gameplay elements. But it looks like the same premise, does it not? Like it's kind of Starship Troopers-esque. I played Earth Defense Force once ever, like 14 years ago. There are similarities? Thought so. Okay. Let's see here. Someone tipped $1 says, people want their comments to show up right away. People like engaging in other comments as well, but if it doesn't show up until the next day, comments don't mean anything. You stream all the time. If I want to give you a comment, it makes more sense to tell you on stream. I totally understand that, but you have to understand the reason the comments are the way they are is not my choice. I used to have live comments on my videos, but because of the insane hate mob against me, people would just go and ruin the video comments on purpose. They'd go there and say racist stuff, sexist stuff, insults about me and my family, literally doxing me and my family and others. It's like, you can't have that in open comments. You just can't. You know what I mean? You have to have control over that. So I had to lock down comments. At first, there were no comments for many years. And then a few years ago, I brought them back. And I have to have this level of moderation. It just has to have, same thing with chat. I can't just have open chat without sub-only mode. Immediately, we'd have 100 bots in here spamming the most vile stuff ever, and you would hate the streams. So again, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. I can't fix that. That's just a symptom of being hated on the internet for literally no good reason because it's a meme. Okay? In fact, that's how it started. It was actually people who were, how can I say? It was people who were competing to have the most vile comment on my videos who were doing that because they wanted to show up in detractor videos. So I want you to think about that. My detractors would highlight the most toxic possible comments in my comments and give attention to the biggest low-life scumbag degenerates on the planet. This is what they thought was meaningful content for their channels. So because they did that, people just got worse and worse to the point where the comments weren't manageable anymore. No one wanted to read them. That's not anything I did. That was them. That was them being degenerates on YouTube and YouTube allowing it. There's nothing I can do to fix that. You understand? Dark Gaming, I will say this. He says, it's hard to talk to anyone else because it looks like you never approve comments of people responding to each other. No, I do. But for some reason, YouTube doesn't do it properly. So I'll give you an example. I'm on my phone in the YouTube app, and I'll see a bunch of comments. I'll approve. It won't show me response comments on the app for some reason. If I go on my desktop, all of a sudden they show up, and I can approve them there. Why the fuck does the app not work? Now, I can't be glued to my computer, my desktop PC, to approve comments all day. This is YouTube's problem, and here we are in 2024, and YouTube still doesn't know to fix their own problems. You see, they have an app that works one way, a desktop version that works another way, and they don't jive together. So I apologize there because I agree with you 100% that if you're someone who enjoys my stuff, right, and you want to comment on it and you want to have a conversation with a viewer, sadly, sometimes it doesn't work, right? I wish I could make that work right away. I can't, right? Oh, Play Cool, the reason that your comments get approved automatically, I believe, is we made you an approved user. Because remember, you were like banned for some reason, and I couldn't unban you, but by making you an approved user, it fixed it. So that's why you get, certain people who get as approved users don't have to go through the approval system. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. All the YouTube apps, I have YouTube regular app and the YouTube Studio app, and both of them have problems. They don't work well. So you're trying to do stuff. I'm a business owner, and I want to do things on there, and half the shit doesn't work right. Yet YouTube acts like everything's good. Oh yeah, it's all good. Everything works. No, it doesn't. But you're a fucking multi-billion-dollar company, and you can't figure out basics. You fucking idiots. Anyway, I received a $25 tip. Pizza Box here. I'm loving your Baldur's Gate streams. Did you see Unicorn Overlord? It's unique and different enough, and it could work. Again, Unicorn Overlord is a game I heard absolutely nothing about at all. No one talked about it. Right? All of a sudden now it's out, and people are talking about it and playing it and saying it's good. That's great. How the fuck do I play it? I'm already in the midst of too much else. Committed to too much else. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I don't even know anything about it. Just all of a sudden, like a few days ago, someone's like, hey, you're going to play Unicorn Overlord? I said, what the fuck is that? Unicorn Overlord? Who would have even thought to say that a game named that would be anything good? And they're like, oh, no, it's really good. It's just a really bad name. But the game is good and you should check it out. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. So how am I going to... And by the way, it's a strategy RPG. Well, I really need more of those right now. Right? I need some more of those. We have a real shortage of RPGs around here. Right? Man, if only someone would make an RPG. I don't know what's going on. We got such a drought, right? Anyway, continuing on. Okay, so 1 Minute Man did a $25 tip. And he's done another lore dump, okay? Another lore dump. So here's what he has to say. If you had chosen more circumspect dialogue options with Saravok instead of going straight to the point, he would have told you a lot about his effed up family. You may get another chance if you speak to his daughter's mother. His daughter's mother. It's a weird way you say that. I guess they're not committed, huh? His baby mommy. Continuing on, if you hadn't talked to Night Song about Lorokin, who I believe is the wizard who's looking for her, right? You could have finished the next quest with Gale without doing any combat at all, but now she's pissed off and likely she's going to show up when you do meet Lorokin. You've already made your choices, so it's not really pertinent for this run, but maybe if you do another one. Like you, I noticed Mizora is still hanging out in camp, so maybe she has unfinished business with somebody. Well, she's going to have unfinished business with the tip of my foot as it goes up her asshole. if she doesn't leave because I'm fucking tired of her shit. I just don't like the character. I think she's a bitch, and I want her out of my fucking camp. And, I might just fucking attack her and see what happens. I don't think you can, right? You can't attack people in camp, can you? That would be cool. I just unload on her. I just unload magic on her, like, fuck you, and see if I can kill her. Because probably it's probably not even her anyway, right? I said the tip of my boot. Shove it up her ass. That's what I thought. Yeah, Darziak says, yeah, she's basically just a projection. I thought as much. It's not really her there. It's just a projection there, so even if you attack, it's just going to disappear. It's not going to do anything. Right. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, so thank you for that. So now we have a hat in the mix. What I'll do is we'll do a poll for a hat, right? Which hat is Baldur's best? The beret, the Los Santos cap, I want to do a comfortable hat today. Oh, the red fedora or the cowboy hat. No Viking hat today. We've worn the Viking hat way too much with this playthrough. I'd like to wear a different hat today. Turtle Dude, 31 months as a member, says Tekken is done. Maybe you can do Dragon's Dogma now. We don't have enough time to play the games we want to play. I'm playing 3 RPGs. I'm about to start Battlefront. We're about to start Rise of the Ronin. I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2. It's not possible right now. Here's what we need to do. Finish Like a Dragon and finish Baldur's Gate. When Like a Dragon and Baldur's Gate are done, then I can pick up other RPGs. But I have to beat these games first. We have to commit. We have to push. We have to finish. Okay? I hear ya. There's other games to be played. I can't play them till we finish what we're doing. I can't take on more games. I will never finish anything at this rate. Okay? Alright, get rid of this idiot. Okay. Maybe pick and choose what Baldur's Gate 3 endgame content I want to do. I want to do what's there. I want to do all the stuff we're discovering. Why wouldn't I want to? Dude, I'm over 100 hours into the game. Why wouldn't I want to explore the content, right? I put all this time in. I want to see the resolution of all the plot lines, and I want to see everything, continue. I want to see it all resolved. If anything, if this Iron Throne quest is so annoying and not meaningful, maybe I should just skip that. If it really is the most annoying thing in the game, and, if it doesn't turn into something fruitful, like if there's no big payoff for doing it, then maybe I'll skip it. Maybe that's what I'll skip. But like the Magic Tower sounds interesting, and the other things in town sound interesting to me to check out. Like the Hag. Oh, I want to follow up on the Hag from Act 1, and that's in the town. We haven't done that yet, right? Well, here we go. Carlton Jr. says, Iron Throne's annoying, but there's a big payoff. It's worth doing, but it sucks to do. Everyone says it's high-key annoying. It's very annoying. It's very irritating. Well, we all know. What I need to do is do more irritating things. I don't have enough irritating things going on. So what I'll do, I'll do the Iron Throne quest line, but at the same time, I'm going to have Jim Carrey acting like his character from Dumb and Dumber, doing the most annoying sound in the world in my right ear, while someone has a feather and tickles my left ear, and then also I'm going to be sitting on a cactus while I do it. I'm going to see how it goes, alright? As long as we can up the irritation levels, that's what I really need in my life right now. More stress and more irritation would be great. Oh. Dark Gaming says, Iron Throne is rough if you try to rescue everyone, but you can just try rescuing just the critical person. I don't know who that is. I don't even know who's there, right? We don't know. They said it's an offshore prison, but they haven't really explained why you want to go there or what's there. I just kind of stumbled into it. Yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for me. Oh, of course I'm in the home stretch of Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, everything as you can see, I could probably beat it right now if I wanted to, right? Just how do I want to beat it? Who do I fight? Orin or what's his name? Dickface? Who do I fight? Then who do I go to second? Who do I side with, right? But remember, we got to do the House of the Dead or whatever it is. We got to go to the House of the Dead, and we have to shoot all the zombies and Magician at the end. Those fireballs you have to dodge. Well, that's a different game. No, we have to go to the house of whatever the fuck it's called and get the hammer to free the Githyanki prince. And then we have to romance the prince so the prince falls in love with us, and then he'll do what we say, and then we win ultimate domination over the universe. The end. That's how you do it. Right? There you go. Sarah tipped $1, says you can replace Friday Night Fights with Friday Night Live, talking about current affair and politics. I feel like it would be a good opportunity for you to dip your toe into the water with this type of content. Personally, I like that idea, but we can't do it now because we have too many games. All right? But I think that's something that we could do this year, perhaps. Really, I think that's something that could work this year. Like a once-a-week late-night show for like 2.5 hours. We just tackle various topics and have conversation about them. And I think that would be a good, interesting idea. But I don't think we can do it yet because we're in the midst of too much. Alright, guys, well, please tag me in the chat if you have a last-minute thing you'd like to talk about as the show is winding down before we get into Baldur's Gate. Have I heard of Stalker 2? Yes. No, I'm not playing it. Actually, I don't even know. They're making a new Stalker, right? But I don't know. Is the new one Stalker 2? I played a Stalker game years ago and hated it. It was the original. And I played it. And it just, the controls were so awkward. I felt like I was trying to, like, eat a hot dog. But I was trying to eat a hot dog with, like, hands made of, like, paper mache that were brittle. And also that my arms were, like, made of Jell-O. So it's like, oh, I'm going to eat this hot dog. I couldn't do anything. I was so frustrated. I was like, why is this so annoying to play? Why couldn't they make it more, like, intuitive and easy to control? I just didn't understand it. So I just couldn't figure it out, and it was during a marathon too. So I was trying to rush to learn fast, and it was like, this is not that kind of game. So I was like, this is not for me. So I never went back to it. Oh my god. Someone took $1 and says, I'm muted in your chat. I can't do super chats. What gives? It sounds like you got banned. I don't know why you got banned, but that's definitely you got banned by someone, whether it was a mod or me, I have no clue. The only way to get unbanned is to email me the URL of your YouTube channel, and I could look into it later, but I can't do it now because I'm live on stream, and there's no way to do it on the fly regardless. So shoot me that email at darksidefil@hotmail.com. Sorry about that. Thanks for the $1 tip. Okay, moving on. What was my favorite class in Battlefront? You know, I can't remember, because it's been so long since I played the classic Battlefronts. I just remember playing a ton of classes and liking them all. I just remember that being the kind of game that, like, it's easy to jump into and enjoy, but if you learn it a little better, like if you master the classes, it's even better. And then it's really fun when you get to one of the summoned heroes. The maps were well done. Like, I just remember it being super good. I just seriously remember enjoying the hell out of the game. But it's been so long that I don't really remember everything about it. I mean, this was a game from the mid-2000s, almost 20 years ago. It was so good on PC. It performed so well. It ran super good on PC. Smooth 60 frames. And just fun gameplay. Easy jump-in gameplay with all this Star Wars stuff in it. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you'll love it. It was just really well done. Dark Gaming says, do what Asmongold does, bring up people's chat history and ban you live on stream. I wish I could. For example, Dark Gaming, right now, if I click on your name, it says channel activity. And if I click on channel activity, it'll only show me about 20 lines of text going back. So basically, I can see, like, the last comment I can see from you, Dark Gaming, it says, your schedule's not good. Your wife finished Like a Dragon weeks ago. I'm 10 chapters into Rebirth. You haven't even gotten to Oper Junon yet. That's the last comment of yours I can see. And it sucks because it should be much better than that. But YouTube chat is so primitive that you can't even go back more than like 20 lines of text. What he's doing it on Twitch. Dude, on Twitch, it's very complex. You can go like months back and see what people have done. And that's something that I wish they would implement here. That's something YouTube promised 2.5 years ago, and they still haven't implemented it properly. So by the way, for that comment now, you have been exposed live on stream, just like Asmongold would do, and you have been permanently banned and you cannot speak. I'm just kidding. If I could pick any game for a remake, what would I pick? Try Not to Fart. That was just one of the games that resonated with me back in the day. I did co-op. I used to do these demo days with John Rambo. And Try Not to Fart was the best, most revolutionary concept ever. Hold in your farts during embarrassing situations. Right? It was so well done. So, if only that one would come back in a modern setting with full 4K graphics and full, like Dolby Atmos surround sound of each fart, like each little sphincter rattling in each, like around you in the multi-channel sphincter moves, that would be the best. Mr. Toadstool, thank you for being a member, and he says ban him. And it must be a re-upping because again, I've got 0 new members today. 0. I listened to Howard Stern when I was younger. I never have listened to Opie and Anthony once. I've never heard them on the radio. Do I think there'll be another gaming crash? I think it's inevitable, is it not? Like, when things become popular, right? Eventually, they're going to go to the point where things are going to... It's like anything in life. It goes like this, right? Inevitably, games will go up and then go down and then go up and then go down. Will we see a gaming crash like we saw in the 1980s where entire companies went out of business and they were burying, games in the fucking Nevada desert? I don't think so. But I think we'll definitely see stuff like this. You're going to see some of these big companies that used to be infallible, untouchable, crumble. You're going to see little indie studios rise up, right? For sure. It's going to happen. Okay. Any last minute stuff, guys, or shall we adjourn here? Favorite GameCube game? I barely played any GameCube. I rarely played any GameCube. Like, a notable games on there I remember was Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I played a little bit of Resident Evil 4 with the chainsaw controller. I think I had Metroid Prime, but I never booted it. Oh, okay. Mario Kart Double Dash. I played a lot of that with my friend, and we really liked it. Okay. Thank you, Cracker Jack. He said, I hope you enjoy your Baldur's Gate 3 stream today. Thank you, sir. Token, yes, we can see you. Although I don't remember seeing too many other comments of yours today, but I can see that one. Pizza Box Gaming has a question. Well, that's good. It's good to be inquisitive in life, to have questions, because if you just go through life not questioning things and just taking everything for granted and taking everyone's word, sadly, you're going to have the wool pulled over your eyes a lot. So it's good to know that you have a question. Oh, you're asking me a question. Oh, I thought you were just saying in general you had a question. What do you think about Nintendo shutting down the 3DS emulator even though there's no way to buy and play those games anymore? Nintendo doesn't care about anything or anyone but themselves. It's true. They think that they're an entity among themselves. They don't even have competition in their eyes. It's a cultural thing. Honestly, it is. I feel like it's an old school cultural belief that they're like one of the originators of gaming. They're Japanese, and the Japanese have a very big pride behind them in their work. They feel like their work ethic and their production values are higher than everybody else. So to them, they don't care that their games don't have posterity. To them, it's like, it's our way or the highway. We own it, you don't. Too bad. So sad. Shut it the fuck down. Bitch. And then they slap you with a Wiimote. Just like that. Whips you with the cord. Ah! But you can't play the games anymore. They don't care. They don't give a shit. To them, that's their thing. Listen, we're Nintendo. You're going to do what we tell you. Because we're the big boys. All right? And we're not here to play. We're here to lay down the law. This is our neighborhood. You know? Okay. I think it's time to end the show. That was a good one. Thank you all for watching the Level 1 podcast today. Goodbye, Tekken 8. It was a good time for the month and a half that I played it. I actually really like the game, but it's just not for me. I can't invest that much time into a game that's not going to reward me for wanting to learn it, but instead reward online scrub spammers and frustrate me. And I'm not going to put myself through that anymore. But we got other stuff coming that's going to take up that time. You understand? Like, I need that time anyway to play other games. So this is the right time to make this move, okay? Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good weekend. Tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be talking about the stuff we did today. By the way, guys, one final reminder. Daylight saving time in the United States is tomorrow. All my streams start 1 hour earlier. If you come the same time tomorrow to the streams, you'll be late, and you will miss out, and I don't want you to miss out. So please attend the streams in a timely manner tomorrow. If you're late, I'm going to waggle my finger at you in disapproval of your tardiness upon your late time of arrival. Okay? Okay. All right, everyone, thank you so much. And see you tomorrow. Peace out.